Well, I don't think they should. And also, who is the Chinese Communist Party to tell our speaker where they can go or where they can't go? Taiwan is independent, and it's an ally of the United States, and we have vowed to be with Taiwan. So I think it's a good thing that the speaker is going to Taiwan to see firsthand what they do there, what kind of a society they have. They're critical to our chip production and critical to many of the elements that make our life better here in the United States. And so, yeah, I think it's a good idea that the speaker go. And frankly, I'm a little insulted that the Chinese would threaten us in that manner, telling Americans where they can and they cannot go.
Well said. Let's talk about TikTok, such a concern for privacy. And do you think Senator Hawley's plan to ban TikTok nationwide is a good idea? And how soon should it happen, in your opinion?
I think it is a very good idea. Look, unfortunately, I've got grandchildren, and then unbeknownst to me that they were on TikTok themselves. The algorithms for TikTok here in the United States are different than the ones in China, and so if China looks up something and they want something from TikTok, they redirect it to some educational material, etc. Here, they're redirected to junk. And something and make it an addictive kind of a platform. I think it'd be a good idea to go ahead and ban it. Not only that, also the data, our personal data, is being transferred, I'm sure, to the Chinese Communist Party. And so anything that helps China in that respect needs to be eliminated. And if you want to have some kind of an app here in the United States, the algorithms need to be the same around the world. It can't be something for the Chinese children and something for the American children to try to really dumb us down as much as they can. I think it's really dangerous, and I applaud the senator for his for putting forward a bill that would ban it here in the United States, and I would certainly would support it here in the House.
Well, it's interesting, the reaction from TikTok. Obviously, they're none too happy about, Hawley's announcement. Part of their reaction today in a statement came out, and they're saying in part, quote, that Senator Hawley's call for a total ban on TikTok takes a piecemeal approach to national security and a piecemeal approach to broad industry issues like data security, privacy, and online harms. The TikTok official continued on saying, we hope that he will focus his energies on efforts to address those issues holistically rather than pretending that banning a single service would solve any of the problems he's concerned about or make Americans any safer. Wow. Just your reaction to what they're saying here when we know there's a potential for spying.
Well, listen, it's a huge problem. The cybersecurity and the tech security and the tech issue is a huge problem here in the United States. And I liken it to an elephant. But you know how you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And so that's our first bite. But it won't be our last bite. And so eventually we're going to have to solve the problem, eat that elephant, and make America safe, not only safe physically, but also safe in the cybersecurity world. And banning TikTok, I think, is the first step in doing that. So again, one doth protest a little too loudly and say, oh, we're just a little player. No, you're not a little player. You're not the entirety of the solution, but you're part of that solution. And yeah, we got to start somewhere. So I think we start with you.
And speaking of safe, Congressman Gimenez, I'm down in Florida as well, and we're watching the invasion at our border, but particularly in southern Florida, the U.S. Coast Guard stopped a 50-foot boat crammed with nearly 400 Haitian migrants near the Bahamas on Saturday. Migrants, they say, likely heading to the Florida Keys. We have just about 30 seconds as we wrap here, but there's been a real uptick in these uninhabited islands on the Keys. Your reaction to this latest piece of news?
Well, it's a failure of the Biden administration to do their duty, which is to protect the American homeland. We've asked for more resources from the federal government to go down there. The state and local, law enforcement agencies there are overwhelmed. And we've had this uptick for quite a while. Now we're seeing more and more of it. And it's really all due to the Biden's failed policies on immigration. That's the reason they're coming. And that's the reason why we're seeing these numbers. And unfortunately, many of them are going to die because it's a really, really hazardous trip.
It sure is. Congressman Carlos Gimenez, we appreciate your time, sir. Good to see you. Thank you.
Good seeing you, too.
And stay with us. Much more.